Hey, if you are stressed all the time, then of course your testosterone and your erections and your sex drive is just going to go down. Today I'm going to break down the foods and the herbs that will help you control your cortisol and your stress levels so you can have a better sex life. And hey, my name is Brian, aka Uncle B, and for the last 20 years I've been a sexual performance coach with African Fly, the liquid aphrodisiac. And as a coach, I have to talk about stress because it is hugely important. This may be more important than testosterone because you're getting stressed every day. You may not be building your testosterone up every day, so you have to control your stress. So today specifically, what I'm going to talk about is which nutrients lower your stress levels, lowers your cortisol, and why, and give you the foods and the herbs that you can take and incorporate into your daily diet that will help lower your cortisol and your stress. And if you stick around to the end, I got something really important for you, which is the fastest way to naturally lower your cortisol. And as always, if you like the information, if you like what you heard, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, and what I'm gonna do is break this down till it cannot be broken anymore. Okay, so this is the second video in the series. We're talking about stress levels, and it is very important. So as I talked about in the last video, when we're talking about acute stress, we're talking about immediate danger, immediate or perceived danger. That's the lion walking up to you. Chronic stress is when we're talking about your job, your career, your family, your relationships, just driving in traffic, stuff that happens continuously every day. That's that chronic stress. So let's go ahead and break down some of the nutrients that you need to have so you understand when we start talking about the herbs and the foods, how this all fits in together. And the first very important thing is vitamin C, and vitamin C does lower cortisol. It also lowers your high blood pressure, especially during high anxiety situations. And for vitamin C, of course, we're always talking about oranges and citrus fruits. So the next one is complex carbs. You need those carbs for your brain to work, and your brain is going to increase the output of serotonin, which is a great way to lower your blood pressure and to reduce stress. And for that, we're talking about whole grains and vegetables and fruits. Magnesium is very important also. With magnesium, you can help avoid headaches and fatigue. And very important, of course, it increases your quality of sleep, especially for folks who are getting older. And for that, we're talking about spinach, kale, and leafy greens. And omega-3 fatty acids. You hear about this all the time. And it's helpful for reducing stress, and it protects against depression. And for that, we're talking about nuts and seeds, whether it's pistachios, walnuts, or almonds. All right, let's go ahead and get into the foods that can reduce that stress. So first off, let's go ahead and talk about kale, spinach, and the green leafy vegetables that I mentioned earlier. They help with the production of dopamine. Dopamine is the happy neurotransmitter. You want the dopamine to be there so you have that happiness in your life. So get your green leafy vegetables for that. Avocados are a great source of folates, which is great for dopamine, and also they have a bunch of fat. They have fat that is good for your brain. Sunflower seeds and quinoa have magnesium, as I mentioned before, and that helps to regulate your mood. Blueberries have high antioxidants, and those help to fight the negative compounds that show up in your body when you're under stress. And of course, as I mentioned before in one of my earlier videos, probiotics are great for your gut. We're talking about sour cream, kimchi, and some probiotic drinks that are out there now. But they help with gut health, which is hugely important because your gut and your brain communicate constantly. So in order for you to relieve the stress that's going on in your brain, you also have to relieve the stress that's going on in your gut by eating healthy. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the herbs that you can use to help reduce stress. Now, most of these herbs can be found in basically 3 natural components. We're talking about teas, essential oils, and tinctures. And these herbs are best used in these forms because they're the closest that you can get to in nature. So we want the whole plant, but if you can't get to it, teas are good, the tinctures are good, and the essential oils are good. The opposite end of that are, of course, the medications and the pills, which are a whole bunch of chemicals that are slammed together just to make something that hopefully will help you. So let's just run down the list. And of course, we're going to leave the list down below so you can check those out. We're talking about basil, lavender, chamomile, California poppy, ashwagandha. Say that 3 times twice. Get it? Tumeric, which is an anti-inflammatory, lemon balm, Kava Kava. And the next couple of ones, I'm going to give some pause to. I just want to make sure you're paying attention. Valerian Root, which is great. It's also used as a sedative. Now, the issue with that is that you don't want to take it too far because it can harm your liver. However, another herb called passion flower will work very well with you in terms of being a sedative. It's not as strong as valerian root. However, it doesn't cause the issues to your liver. And just two more really quick, Gingko Biloba and Ginseng, things you may have heard of before. Go ahead and check those herbs out. Now, it's very important that you understand everything that goes on, especially when you talk about the herbs. The foods, they're great. Just go ahead and grab that, start eating away. But when you're dealing with herbs, there are a couple of rules that you need to know so you don't get yourself in trouble, because the idea is to incorporate these into your daily life, but you need to pay attention to the facts. Not everything works for everybody. So you need to pay attention to when you take it, what is the effect that it has on you? And also, you do not want to go overboard. Some herbs, some people I'm just going to keep taking herbs, put them with any combination, whatever. I'm not paying attention. That's craziness. It's going to cause problems in the long run. The herbs are here to help you, not to give you more problems. And of course, the most important thing is there is no magic potion. Do not go into like, oh, I'm just going to take this herb, and while I have this many problems, I'm going to take this one thing to fix this many problems. No, it's not a magic potion. You do have to do the other work. It is a supplement. It's supposed to supplement the other work you do. And the goal is to use food to get to the point where you don't have to have the supplements. Can you drink the teas and get the tinctures and use the essential oils? Of course you can for the rest of your life. However, if they ever run out, your body still needs to be able to function. All right, let's go ahead and get to that bonus, which is the fastest way to lower cortisol. I want to give you a couple of things right quick for you to think about though. Now, everything I just talked about, all the stress reducing foods and the plants, you will notice they're all plant-based, and there's a reason for that. And that's because within 30 minutes of eating an animal-based diet, you will actually increase your cortisol, double your cortisol in that period of time. Now, a plant-based diet actually reduces cortisol. In fact, when you go from a animal-based diet to a plant-based diet, your cortisol will decrease by 25% in how long? Let's think. How long would that take? 10 days. Just 10 days. When your stress goes up, inflammation goes up. If you're eating an animal-based diet, your stress levels are going to go up also, so you don't want to add these two together. Plant food sources have 64 times more antioxidants than animal-based foods. And here's just something just for people who are saying, no, I have to have the animals, I don't want to eat the plants. The human body can only get vitamin C from plants. We can't make it ourselves. So it's very important to get the plants, get the vitamin C, and all of that will help reduce your cortisol levels. Just go ahead and get that 25% reduction in cortisol levels. 10 days, you can do it. In conclusion, vitamin C, complex carbs, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids are the nutrients you need in order to lower cortisol. Kale, spinach, avocado, blueberries, sunflower seeds, and probiotics are some of the foods that are very good for lowering cortisol. Also, as far as the herbs are concerned, we're talking about the basil, the lavender, chamomile, California poppy, ashwagandha, turmeric, lemon balm, kava kava, valerian root, passion flower, ginkgo biloba, and ginseng. And of course, get these herbs into your life, but do not go overboard. And the fastest way to reduce your cortisol by 25% is to go plant-based for just 10 days. It's going to bring it down. You'll be less stressed. Go for it. And as I mentioned before, this is the second in our series on stress. Stress is highly influential on your body, and we have to learn how to get rid of it. So the next coming videos, we're going to be talking about routines to lower your stress and also relationship stress. That's going to be a good one. So question of the day, what is the one thing that stresses you out all the time? Some people in the room just, no, we don't need you to raise your hand. Do you think that affects your sex life? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, if you like what you heard, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so we can get more of this content to you. And of course, this is Uncle B saying, get your game up. Peace out.